Olly and Black Build a Boat by Dick Oliver. Olly was a little man who lived on an island. He had a moustache and hair that grew only on the back of his head. Olly lived by the sea in a wooden house with a friendly black cat called Black. Black had only one eye. On stormy nights, they could listen to sea spray splattering on the iron roof. When Olly came home from work on his bicycle, Black was there to meet him, and together they would sit and watch the fishing boats. Day after day they would look out to sea, dreaming of a boat of their own. They wanted a yacht that would sail well and look pretty. It had to have bunks to sleep on and a stove to cook their tea. Olly worked at the foundry as a draftsperson. His job was to draw plans of heavy machinery. At lunchtime, instead of eating his lunch, he would draw plans of the boat he was going to build. One cold winter's night, in front of the fire, Black told Olly that he had better build his boat soon, or they'd be too old to go sailing. Olly nodded his head. The next day, Olly and Black drove to the mountains to buy a special boat-building wood. They purchased the wood from a man named Happy Jack. Jack was a happy man with only 2 fingers on each hand and no teeth. He worked a portable sawmill deep in the forest. When they arrived home, they stacked the wood in racks so that the air would make it dry. The newly sawn timber filled the boat shed with a fragrance of turpentine and resin. Olly and Black saved up for the things they needed for their boat. They went to garage sales and bought a lantern, stove, lots of rope, a bucket, a fishing rod, life jackets, water containers, an outboard motor, and a New Zealand flag. Finally, the day arrived for them to start work on their project. Olly pinned the plan to the shed wall and took measurements. They drew the boat full size on the floor with thin white chalk. Chunky pieces of wood were shaped for the bow, stern, keel, and frames. Black wore safety glasses to protect his eye. All the chunky pieces were braced to the roof and floor for the next stage, which was called planking. To make them bend easily, Olly steamed long planks in a steam box. The planks were clamped to the bow and stern and fastened to the frames with copper rivets. Black wore earmuffs because this was a noisy hammering job. Their dream boat was taking shape and they were excited. For many months there was much sawing, planing, drilling and hammering until the building was finished. The next task was to paint the boat shiny bright green and name her the Frog. Black varnished the woodwork and wiped off any drips with a clean rag. He wore rubber gloves to stop himself getting sticky paws. With a nice dark green colour, Olly painted a stripe along the waterline called the boot top. When it was completed, their lovely boat was rolled out of the boat shed for all the neighbours to see. Yahoo! Everyone had a party. Olly and Black were so excited that night they decided to sleep on their boat on dry land. Black lowered the anchor into the backyard. That night it rained and rained and rained. By dawn the town was flooded. Olly and Black awoke to the sounds of water lapping the hull and voices crying for help. They rushed on deck to see water everywhere and knew they had to do something. Black pulled up the anchor while Olly started the motor. The Frog motored around the drizzling rain, helping tired people out of murky water. Rescuing all the people they could, they ferried them to Civil Defence headquarters. After unloading their passengers at Civil Defence headquarters, they tied the Frog to a treetop. A man with a ginger beard wearing bright red waterproofs rode over to them. He shouted through a megaphone, "The Mayor wishes to thank you both for saving people's lives." Black meowed back, "It was no problem." "Yes," said Olly, "we were happy to help." They cast off from the tree, hoisted the sails, and Olly plotted a course that would take them home. Black winked his one eye and patted the deck with his paw. "Crack a boat, Olly," he meowed.